Hello and welcome to Gulf Coast Sports Network Game Day Show. We're live here at Springstead High School, and we got the Eagles in the background for tonight's Burger Bowl game between Hernando Leopards and Springstead Eagles. I'm Abe Dowdell alongside my co-host Brian Lott. Now, not only is this the Burger Bowl, Brian, but it's the longest standing high school football rivalry in Hernando County. Hernando High School is the county's oldest school and traditional powerhouse with deep roots, which has long been the benchmark for football pride in the area.
Super Bowl. Tonight we got an exciting matchup between two Hernando County schools. Let's talk a little bit about them. First of all, for the visiting Leopards of Hernando, they come into tonight's game with a 2-1 overall record, 1-0 in conference play. Hernando came up a little short in the first game of the season against Wesley Chapel, but they bounced back with a victory against Hollins away. After the bye in week 3, the Leopards came out and was clicking on all cylinders, and took care of Crystal River on the road. As for your homestanding Eagles of Springstead, they come into tonight's game with a 1-2 record and 0-0 in district play.
Thank you, Brian. Well, let's start from the very beginning of when and how did the game series become the Burger Bowl, which is sponsored by Glory Days Grill. So let's welcome our first guest tonight, who is Hernando County Schools District Athletic Director, who represents the athletic voice in his position. His mission and main goal is to help create the best and safe interscholastic athletic experience possible for all of the districts of the 3,000 plus students athletes. His priorities include attracting, retaining, and supporting quality coaches and athletic directors, as well improving athletics-related communications. So at this time, let's welcome Hernando County School District Athletic Director, Dustin Kupcik. Welcome.
How we doing, guys?
Good.
How we doing, guys?
Hey, Dustin, we'd like to thank you to come out and visit with Abe and I in front of this big crowd. Couple of things. Hey, could you explain kind of what the Burger Bowl is all about and how it got started?
Yeah, first off, this is awesome. GCSN, you guys make the big time where we're at. That's awesome. Appreciate you guys. As far as the Burger Bowl goes, this is actually the 7th year of the Burger Bowl. Glory Days jumped on this 7 years ago. 2019 was the first one. And at the time, Rory was the manager, and Rory just kind of came to me. At that time, I was the AD at Springstead, and he said, hey, we want to do something. We want to do something big, and we want to involve the two oldest schools, the longest standing rivalry in Hernando County history. They have just come in so much and so big and so often. And with this is just one example of it. If you include this year's scholarships, over the past 7 years, they've donated $14,000 in scholarships, one to each team each year, $1,000 scholarship, one kid on each team each year. And then the winner of this bowl, not only do they get this amazing trophy, which is just one of the coolest trophies I've ever seen, but Glory Days also caters their end of the year banquet for free. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, and Glory Days is such a tremendous partner in it with us.
With Glory Days doing so much and giving back to the community, how does it affect the student athletes?
They just feel so appreciated. One of my mantras, and I just said it, is make the big time where you're at. You only get 4 years in high school. And people like GCSN, people like Glory Days, they make it the big time. And, Glory Days does so much, whether it's donating waters, donating food. They help us run fundraisers. They're always there. T-shirts, you name it. They're a part of our Coach and Athlete of the Month program that we have through the district as well, donating items for that, gift cards. They're one of our biggest and best community partners. And, it just makes our coaches and kids feel like they're in the big time, like they're the celebrity, like they're the pro athlete or pro coach.
Yes, sir.
Can't thank them enough.
I would agree. Also, to talk a little bit about yourself here, you're titled District Athletic Director, and I know that seems new to me, and I imagine even for the viewers, maybe kind of what you do.
Sure.
and kind of explain what your role is as the district athletic director. And also, by the way, want to give you congratulations on being certified as a
Thank you.
master athletic administrator back in January. So,
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, no, first and foremost, I'm blessed to represent this district as a district athletic director. I grew up here, went to school here, my kids go here. You know, it's important to me. This place is important to me, so I'm truly honored and blessed to represent our district. To your point, this position's only 2 years old in a couple weeks. All right, I started in October of 2 years ago. And to answer your question a little bit, like what my role is and what my job is, it kind of changes by the day. But ultimately, you know, I'm a voice for athletics. Athletics touches every facet of our district: HR, finance, risk management, maintenance, facilities, you name it, right? Academics, all of it. And I'm there to speak for the coaches. I'm there to speak for the student athletes. I'm there to speak for the athletic directors and make sure that our voice as athletics, as a program, as a whole, is heard, and making sure that our student athletes get the best possible student athlete experience that they can have within what we have here in Hernando County. You know, like I said, it comes down to the day. I was just at a meeting for a turf field here coming at Springstead starting in February, March. We've had a new gym floor at Powell, new tennis courts at Hernando. I'm involved in all those things. Compliance, risk management issues, you name it. The selection of music at a game even was a topic recently. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the day, the moment, and again, to me, I'm here for the coaches, I'm here for the ADs, and most importantly, I'm here for the student athletes.
You got some broad shoulders. Give it up for y'all. This is oh my goodness. I mean, when do you sleep?
I don't sometimes. Schools, they have powerhouse academics as well. It goes hand in hand. You can't turn it on and off, right? Do your best no matter what you're doing.
Listen, my hat's off to you with everything you do. Continue to strive throughout the year. Let's give it up one more time for your district athletic.
exactly. So we appreciate you coming on the set today with us. And we'll be back in a few minutes after commercial break.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Nautilus Financial Group, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus.
It's on you. You're brown.
All right, welcome back. Our next guest has over 29 years of coaching and the fourth winningest coach in the North Sun Coast with 165 wins. He has coached Springstead for 9 years, Hernando for 8 years, and he finished up with Sun Lake for 12 years. So having coached both Hernando and Springstead, he knows this rivalry in and out. And without further ado, we'd like to welcome Coach Bill Browning to the show.
Welcome, Coach. How's it going, Coach?
Doing great. Thanks for the invite.
Yes, sir. How does it feel? You feel like you're ready for a football game?
I tell you, I'm ready. I mean, none of these students were born here, but at one time, this was the only show in town, Springstead and Hernando. Some of your parents, I'm sure, were probably involved with it. I mean, now there's 3 other high schools, but this was an awesome rivalry, and it still is.
Great to have you on our show. So let's talk about when you were a coach at Hernando. While coaching at Hernando, what's one game that you'll never forget, for better or worse, and what made it a memorable time?
I tell you what, it was probably the first year. Yeah, that was in 1996. I had taken over the Hernando program after I was at Springstead here, and they were having gotten some hard times. Their head coach, who had just got released, Mike Imhoff, was murdered, and going over there was tough. In '96, some of the players didn't want to play because of Coach Imhoff's death. They took it hard in that community. And third game of the year, though, we went up to North Marion, who was state ranked, played for their homecoming. Only had 19 players on the squad the first year. Second year was a totally different story. We played North Marion for their homecoming, had no business even being in the game with them, and we upset them in a major upset. So that was a very memorable moment. And I knew, hey, we were going to get headed in the right direction over there.
Nice.
That's great. I know you're extremely hard to show up at a program that's had difficult times. You took the Leopards program in 1996, and just in 2 years, you won the first ever district game title. Can you talk to us briefly about how you made that happen so fast?
Yeah, well, and it actually wasn't the first district title. It was the first district title since 1981, so it was a 16-year drought over there. Came over there with me from Springstead, where I left Springstead. My bag was always kind of taking the downtrodden programs and trying to turn them around. That's probably a little bit of the Rocky in me. But it was, and the administration there was very supportive, and the community.
Coach, was there ever a time your Leopards completely surprised you, either with their resilience or their struggles?
Boy, I tell you, that's probably after that first year when we came around. We hardly had anybody even wanting to play football with a police escort, squad car in front of the bus, behind the bus, and an officer following me up and down the sidelines because their fans were so rabid. The place was absolutely packed. Hated that cannon going off, and I had a big win at Pasco High School that helped secure the district title. But the kids just showed a lot of resilience from '96 to '97, I would say.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about Springstead now. That was where you grew your roots at. That was your starting out as a young head coach for your first time. And it's got to be stressful, but it's also fun and exciting as well. Could you briefly talk to us a little bit about maybe your most memorable moment during your first ever season as head coach?
Well, first season, I tell you, I think any first-year head coach, I'll tell you, you're really not ready for it. You learn a ton that first year. But that first year going in, probably the most memorable moment was the first victory here on this field. It was against Eastlake High School, who was one of the newer schools in Pinellas County at the time. Beat them by a couple touchdowns. And then it was just, I remember a lot of the players from that first year, because they really, although it wasn't a successful season, one loss-wise, it was successful that they were hungry, they wanted to turn around. And I mean, I got, there's several guys I still remember. Pat Draw, Matt Smith, who's coached with me and played for me for years and is now at Zephyr Hills. Donna Benny, who I think is coaching at Central High School. And it was just a lot of the players I remember off that squad.
Being a coach is about teaching the players and winning games, but is also preparing young men for life. So, how does it feel to come back to Springstead High School, where you used to coach at, and one of your former students is now the head coach of the football team and very successful in what he does? How does that make you feel?
Absolutely awesome. I mean, there's no no greater. I mean, Mike Garofano was a heck of a football player here. I'm so happy for him that we got a chance to come back here and be so successful. It's just super. He was easily coachable. He was team oriented, and it doesn't surprise me how well he's doing. And I remember going back to the first squad. I had Danny Garofano, who's over at Nature Coast, and he was a heck of a little defensive back. So you remember a lot of the players. That's what it's all about.
I got you. Well, lastly, kind of like with Hernando, you turned a sub 500 program during your 9 years that you were here into a district championship as well as some playoff berths. Could you kind of briefly explain kind of how that happened?
Just blessed, number one. Had some players that bought in. You have to have that. I was pretty much a disciplinarian, so we were running a discipline program. It wasn't for everybody. Administration has always been supportive. When Taloni was the principal that hired me here, very, very supportive. Harry Wilson was the athletic director, very supportive. We've always had a great group of assistant coaches, especially the coordinators and your main coaches. Always try to get a solid offensive line coach to win in the trenches. The players, the boosters, it takes everybody. And then lastly, got a wife of 48 years who's been around this, and she's been as supportive as all get out. And she's really helped me out through thick and thin, because there's been a lot of bad times compared to the good.
So she was your number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for her, 48 years. Thank you, Coach Browning, for sharing your thoughts and time with us, giving us and the viewers an opportunity to walk down memory lane with a staple in the county, dedicated over 17 years of coaching experience here in Hernando County.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me out.
And now we're going to toss it to the Hernando cheerleaders.
Thank you, Abe. Thank you, Brian. I'm Jay McPond with the Gulf Coast Sports Network, and today's game, everyone is fired up, all the students are ready to go, and it's my honor to introduce to you guys the Hernando Cheerleaders.
Now we got Chop. Chop.
What a great performance by the Hernando Cheerleaders. They did a great job, but we still have more stuff to go after this. I'm tossing it back to Abe and Brian for more content.
Well, all right, it's getting closer to kickoff, so now it's time to get the inside scoop for tonight's game. The Leopards' current record is 2-1, 1-0 in the district. The Leopards come into tonight's game with a very stingy defense, only giving up an average of 7 points per game. The Leopards are under the direction of head coach Chop Alexander, who is a familiar face in the local football scene and brings a proven track record of success. He is known for his strong player relationship, energetic approach, and ability to develop athletes. Recently appointed as head coach of the Leopards, his tradition was very smooth as he had already built strong relationships and earned the respect of the team and coaches during his interim. Coach Chop Alexander is Hernando Leopards, and they are coming in tonight after winning a huge district matchup on the road against Crystal River Pirates, where last year Coach Chop was the defensive coordinator. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Coach Chop Alexander, Hernando High School. Welcome, Coach. Welcome.
All right, Coach Chop, welcome to the show here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We appreciate you coming out. First of all, can you talk to us a little about, as Abe had said, transitioning into head coach here at Hernando, and the transition that it takes moving into a new school, especially as a head coach, and the importance of getting that solid foundation built to start with, something to build on.
Absolutely. You know, it's never hard. It's never easy going into a new school and whatnot, but I think the transition went pretty well. And the one thing that we really want to instill with myself and my coaching staff is that discipline and accountability. And I think our kids are really buying into that. And so far, so good. You know, we seem to be buying in, and we seem to be having some success with it. So I'm very pleased with it.
Coach, what's the mindset of the team heading into tonight's Burger Bowl? It's a rivalry game. And how would you describe the culture you're building with your program?
Well, it just goes back to that, like I said, discipline, accountability, and like these kids, you know, they've never really had. I don't think anybody on my team has won the Burger Bowl, so you know, they're really hungry for it. No pun intended. But they're really excited about it. They know how big the game is, and you know, and what we're playing for. And you know, I think that you know, that this is a great atmosphere. I love what I'm seeing right here. I've never been a part of nothing like this, so I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really psyched about it.
Good. Lastly, would you let us, what kind of key players out of your team are you looking for tonight to have that breakout game and hopefully come out with a victory?
Offensively, you know, we got our quarterback, Mike Salzman. He's doing a great job for us. We got our offensive lineman is anchoring down for us. It's Blair. Got Blair Isley. And we have Jeremiah Brown. He's our running back. Defensively, I have Carlin Arnold. I have Mason Paulette defensively. And just everybody just buying in, and they're coming together. And those are some of our key guys that's been successful so far. In the beginning of the season, I think that you can expect a lot of things from those guys tonight.
Nice. Coach, I know your time is very valuable right now, especially with game time being right around the corner. You know, so on behalf of GCSN, we would like to thank you for taking the time to speak with us. But you realize this is one for the books. It's the Burger Bowl.
Right.
This is your first in-county game.
That's right.
This is the longest rivalry standing.
Yes, sir.
And most important, last year, the Eagles went to the Leopards Den and won 51-14.
That is right.
So that means some of the players there might want to, you know, have a great game, and then you got your seniors that will want to leave on a great note.
Right. Yeah, that score's been spoken about all week long, and we're looking to put on a good show. You know, so I'm not one to make predictions or whatnot, but there are standards that we follow and that we live by, and I'm looking forward to our guys make sure they uphold those standards. So.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you again, and good luck to you and your team tonight.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
We'll be right back, and we're going to go to commercial break.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you know, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
All right, welcome back. And now it's time to get the scoop from the home team tonight. Coach Garofano is in his 13th season as head coach and is currently the longest in the county. He comes into the season with a record of 86-40. He too understands this rivalry tonight. So without further ado, let's welcome head coach of the Springstead Eagles, Coach Mike Garofano.
Coach Garofano, what you got going on here?
We got a great crowd, great atmosphere as always, especially when we're at home. It's a show. We put on a show out here, so hopefully there'll be a light show and some scoring tonight.
Coach, with this being a rivalry game, how do you prepare and how do you keep your players focused and motivated for this game tonight?
We've had 2 weeks now. We had a bye week, and they're chomping at the bit to get after it tonight. A lot of practice, a lot of hitting each other, a lot of preparation, and we've been on them about not being complacent in the time off and staying physical, staying hungry, and hopefully we'll see a hungry team tonight.
Hey, Coach, I know that you went through some pretty good adversity maybe in the early here in the season. And I know that it's good for teams to go through that adversity. Could you talk to us a little bit about how it makes teams stronger, especially as you get toward the end of the season and hopefully even playoff berths?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we play playoff teams and schedule tough teams for a reason, to prepare us for, you know, trying to make deep runs in the playoffs. Zephyr Hills is 4-0 right now. South Sumter's 3-1. They lost to a state champion. Those two teams are stout. And they make deep runs in the playoffs each year. You know, three rounds deep is what they're looking at. So we're trying to get to that level. We've made the playoffs the last 3 years, and we're trying to get, you know, past the first round and get to the second and third rounds. In order to do that, you know, you don't get any better playing the lower teams that you beat 50-0 and have a running clock. It doesn't help us. So we try and schedule playoff opponents and tough teams that are going to get us ready for that deep playoff run and get us ready for district play.
Well, Coach, myself, all your student players, we want to know, who are the key players to tonight's game for you?
I believe key players up front. We're looking at Caleb Johns. I think he's going to have a big game tonight. He's one of our few two-way starters. He's going to start on the offense side at right tackle, on a defensive side at right tackle as well. So I think you'll hear his name a lot tonight. Ivan Edwards is another name, two-way starter. He'll start at safety. He'll start at some slot receiver. And Will Figueroa had, I believe, 4 or 5 touchdowns in last week's game. He's a 6-foot, 230-pound back. That's a downhill runner. That's really hard to deal with, someone that I don't want to get in his way. And hopefully Hernando doesn't want to get in his way tonight. We'll see. But I'm excited about the contest, the competition, and the rivalry. I played in this rivalry. It's the oldest rivalry in the county. And this is a true rivalry for me. It's not Nature Coast. It's this game.
Well, good, Coach. I appreciate you coming out. We'd like to thank you for coming out tonight, as well as we want to wish you and your team the best of luck and the Burger Bowl tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having us. Yep. And now let's take it to Jamin Pons with the Springstead Eagles cheerleaders.
Thank you, Abe. Thank you, Brian. Tonight's been full of action, but let's turn it up even higher. Give a big round of applause for the Springstead cheerleaders. Thank you to the Springstead Eagles for that terrific performance. Thank you so much. But I'm going to pass it back to Abe and Brian for even more action.
Kickoff is almost here, so it's time to get our guest game picks for tonight's key games in the region. It is my honor and privilege to introduce a leader who has dedicated his career to protecting and serving the people of Hernando County with integrity, strength, and vision. He has built a reputation as a steadfast law enforcement professional committed to ensuring the safety of our community while also building strong partnership between law enforcement and the citizens they serve. Under his leadership, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office has focused not only on enforcement, but also on prevention, education, and community engagement, values that make our county and neighborhoods stronger and safer. A true supporter of our schools and families. Let's welcome and bring in Sheriff Al Nehai. Give it up, boy! How's it going?
It's going well. How about with you?
It's going great. We're glad to have you here tonight. So what brings you our way tonight?
What's that?
What brings you our way
Well,
tonight?
I'm going to pick some games, I understand.
Okay.
I don't know how well I'll do, and I actually may have to bring in a special handicapper later, but that's a surprise.
Okay.
So, okay.
I understand. I'll follow your lead.
So,
We want to get started on the game picks.
yeah, let's do that. I think, look at it, Anclote and Weeki Wachee, because Weeki Wachee's come off that big win last week with Central, and of course they have a 3-1 history. I think they're going to do pretty good, so I'm going to take them to win over Anclote.
Okay.
And then, all right?
Okay, I accept that they did have a great game against Central, and I believe it came down to the last play of the game that they actually won the game. So I'm gonna go with you, and I'm gonna go with Weeki Wachee on that one.
Okay, all right. Okay, and then it's
Oh,
Central.
I got
sorry.
Anclote come in tonight. They are 1-through. They are struggling a little bit offensively as well. Weeki Wachee comes in with a 3-1 record, and they're actually averaging over 20 points a game. Playing some really good defense behind Kevin Moss, that's actually had 4 interceptions so far this year. And what a barn burner we saw last week with the win over Central. So I got to go with Weeki Wachee.
All right, well, that's 3 for Weeki Wachee. So let's look at Central Bears and Umatilla Bulldogs.
I'll go first with that. Central comes in tonight with a 3-1 record, given an average of only 1 TD per game. And he's led by senior Nico Nemes. Umatilla comes in tonight with actually a perfect record, 4-0, averaging over 40 points per game. It's going to be a good shootout. I don't see Central slowing down the offensively of Umatilla, so give me Umatilla.
All right, well, you know what? Central did lose in the last seconds to Springstead, and you would think that'd give them motivation and momentum going into their next game, but they're going into a tough situation with Umatilla right now. Umatilla is having one of the best seasons they've had, and they're 4-0, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Umatilla on that one.
Okay. Well, I got to stick with another Hernando team, Central. Obviously, they have a really good defense this year, and I think that's what's going to push them over the top and be able to come out on top of Umatilla. So,
Well, let's go to game number 3, Nature Coast at Palaca. What about it, Abe?
Ooh, Nature Coast is young and feisty right now. They have a new head coach, and it seems like they're starting to get in the groove. They have some nice running backs. I think Palaca is struggling this year. They only won one game, so I'm gonna have to go with the Sharks on that one.
okay.
Yeah, I got Nature Coast has come into the season with 3-1 record. They struggled pretty good in their first game, but the last 3 games, they've averaged over 35 points per game. And Palaca being 1-3, they have struggled on the defensive side. So give me Nature Coast.
Yep. Well, I gotta go with Nature Coast as well. I think their 3-1 record obviously is important, and they've shown they can move the ball through the air, and they can do it via the run. So I think they're going to come out on top.
Okay. So let's look at Crystal River Pirates and Lecanto Panthers. Now with Crystal River lost a tough game last week to Hernando, and I believe it came down to, the final seconds of that game, but it was a very great defensive game. But one thing I know about Lecanto Panthers is they had the quarterback JT Tipton. JT Tipton already has the Panthers record for passing, and he has a passing attack, and if he takes that game and put it on his pack, I believe it's going to be the Panthers all the way.
I got Crystal River and Lecanto, like you said, both of them come in with a 2-2 record. Lecanto being led by the JT Tipton offensively. They have struggled a little bit on defense. I believe it's going to be a close game, but I got Lecanto.
You do? You have a Lecanto. I was looking at it, and with the even record, I think my guess would be Lecanto because they're going to be at home, and that may give them the edge. So I'm going to go with Lecanto.
Okay.
And now we're here for the game of the week. The Hernando Leopards at the Springstead Eagles. Abe, what you got for your pick? We'll let Coach Nienhuis pick here in a minute, but what you got?
You gonna put me on the spot like that just that quick?
I am.
Wow. Both teams play great football when they play each other. Whenever it becomes the Burger Bowl or the rivalry between these two teams, one thing that happens is you have a great game. And I think tonight is going to be a great game. Coach Garofano is representing the rivalry because he is the longest coach here in Hernando County right now. And then you have Coach Chop Alexander. This is his first season with the Leopards and his first rivalry game. So I'm going to have to look for the upset. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the Leopards on this one. I know the fans may be upset, but I'm going to go with the Leopards on this one.
All right, not so fast, not so fast.
You may need some security going
Yeah,
on.
you
I got you right here.
Hernando comes in, like we talked about earlier, the 2-1 record. Defensively giving up about 2 touchdowns and offensively scoring about 2 touchdowns. Like Coach Garofano made the comment earlier, he picks these teams to play against that gets him ready for the season. So, you know what, I think you have to wipe out those first 2 games of the season. And they came back and settled down in their last win. And game 3 scoring 6 touchdowns. They also had a week off this past week. And I believe the Springstead Eagles is going to come through tonight. I got the Eagles in a close one.
I hear you, Brian. I hear you. So you have a special guest picking for you.
First of all, a lot of people. I want to break away from the topic at hand right now for just a minute. Many people probably know that back in January, the sheriff's office was given responsibility of the animal shelter. And on any given day, we probably have 60 or 70 dogs and probably 20 or 30 cats that are available for adoption. And there are some really neat animals there. And they're really good. They make great pets. They're ready to go. They've been spayed or neutered. They've been vaccinated. They get a license. And, they have a microchip so they won't get lost. And, just today, I was struggling over which team I would pick. And, obviously you all are divided, so I'm certainly not going to be able to pick the winning team. So I actually tried to find a professional handicapper, and I found one at the shelter. His name is Teddy the Lab. And he's going to come out, and I think the cheerleaders are going to try to convince him that they should win, that their team is going to win tonight. So we'll have Teddy the Lab come on out. He's about a year old. Come on, Teddy. Oh, I don't know. It looks like he might have. Well, he's undecided. I think he's not used to doing this. Not used to doing. Oh,
Not sure where Teddy is going right now. Teddy, he went to 2 cheerleaders. I mean, I'm only going off of what I see from Teddy. Teddy went by 2 cheerleaders.
I tell you, he started to go with Springstead, but I think he ultimately went with Hernando. That's all.
I mean, listen, I understood you didn't want to put yourself in that boat that we just did, but Teddy picked the Leopards for you.
Yeah.
He picked the Leopards for you.
Okay.
That is a Hernando County team. We'd like to thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for telling us about the animal shelter and trying to get the word out in regards to someone go and get these dogs, give them a home, give them a great home.
Absolutely. I always tell people you don't have to adopt from there, but at least stop by, take a look, because there are young dogs, there are older dogs, there's bigger dogs, there's smaller dogs. I can almost guarantee you're going to find one that will make a good pet and make a good family member.
So is anyone able to volunteer there to help with the pets or anything?
Yeah,
like that?
Volunteers. We have probably 100, 150 volunteers, but it takes so much work walking those dogs. Every day we want to get them out of their kennels and get them exercise and get them to bond with people and get used to being around people. So our volunteers are indispensable, and we just go to the sheriff's office website and go under volunteers, sign up as a level 1, and we'll get you on board. And also, I got something special tonight. If you come in tomorrow and you mention that you saw the sheriff last night on the the pregame show, you can go ahead. We'll go ahead and waive the $25 adoption fee. I'll make that decision tonight. So,
all right. And Sheriff, we'd like to thank you for being a part of our show and coming here today, and also bringing Teddy.
My pleasure.
Thank you,
Brian. Good to meet you. Take care.
Well, folks, our picks are in, and we would like to thank all of our guests for appearing on our Game Day show. Hernando County's District Athletic Director, Dustin Kupcik. Coach Bill Browning. Coach Chop Alexander. Coach Mike Garofano. Sheriff Al Nieheis, and Teddy. A special thanks to Springstead High School administrators and staff, my co-host Brian Lott, our rover cameraman Jason Cephas, our amazing engineer Will Wilkie, and the entire Gulf Coast Sports Network staff. A very special thank you to Hernando High School cheerleaders, Springstead cheerleaders, and all the students present here today. That's it for Gulf Coast Sports Network Game Day Show. The stage is set. The rivalry is sizzling and ready to serve it up. The 2025 Burger Bowl is coming up next only on Gulf Coast Sports Network. For the Gulf Coast Sports Network crew, I'm Abe Dowdell saying thank you for joining us. And remember, Friday nights are always better under the lights. Enjoy the Burger Bowl.